Okay, my friends, so about disabilities, we also will have guidelines for people depending on the situation they are. For example, person that's on a wheelchair or those wheel carts, and for any reason, because they have an injury or because they really cannot walk anymore. So for all different reasons, we're going to have guidelines for everyone in alphabetical order. Okay, so for example, physical problems, right? Gonna have the main titles, and then all the subtitles gonna be in alphabetical order. Okay, all right. For the health, I think what we can do the best is to have the health problems first as their titles: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual problems. Okay? And after that, all the subtitles gonna be in alphabetical order. So, for example, for a person that we believe, doctors believe that the person can recuperate in 28 weeks, so we're going to have guidelines for that person, not just going to take the wheelchair in 24 hours. No, that's not our objective. Our objective is to motivate that person, guide that person. That person needs to have proper training and on the information about their problem, so they will know the practice that they need to have to heal, for everything, for working out, for food, for everything, prayers, right? For all practices, according to steps. So from the point they are, they're going to have an objective and they have to go to checkup, and also do the Peace app daily. They have to check. Okay, so every house gonna have one cell phone, right? For each couple. And for team leaders can have two cell phones during the whole, and department directors can have two cell phones, one for the husband, one for the wife during the whole 28 weeks. After that will be one cell phone for each couple. Okay? Elders will have their cell phone the same way, one for each couple. If they are single, the person will have their own cell phone because it's important for them to keep active, studying, learning, contacting people, right? Okay. So, for all problems of all those types I said, right? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual problems, they are going to have proper work to be done, assignments to be done, and practical work as better nutrition, health, workout, okay. Everyone will have their tests. So tests for now can be done on their own language during these 28 weeks. Okay? Because the main objective when those people with problems are taking those classes are not for them to learn English or to focus on English or be worried about, translating. No. Our main objective is for them to know exactly what they need to do. We're going to motivate them and for them to start as soon as possible, knowing exactly what to do. Okay, even notes, like a flashcard or something, they can take on their own language. All right? Okay. Of course, the least as possible, and most in English, they get more points. So at the end, gonna be your notes, if you have any notes. Are your notes in English or another language? So they get more points to motivate people. But when they're taking their training, they go there on YouTube and put their language, and that's fine. Okay? So the steps they need to achieve each week or every other week and do their checkups online will be like, for example, from a wheelchair to a walker, and then to a cane, and then to walking slow, and then walking faster, and then faster, and then, it's a process, and then jog, and then run. Okay, So for each person, right, if they're very young or they're elders, so we need volunteers to give proper assignments for all these different age groups as well, because that's very different. A young person can renew cells much easier. Depends on their problem, of course, right? But in general, saying, a younger person can heal easier. Okay, so we're going to have all these assignments with all these details for every type of thing. So for the volunteers that will be making those videos, like those videos gonna be like steps, right? Like PowerPoints. Number 1, number 2, number 3. It's very important. Number 4. So it's very important for the person to have steps, for each title of their needs, according to their needs. So they're gonna have proper steps. So on a flashcard, they're gonna put just the title, or little tiny comments, but they have to watch those videos weekly or even twice a week, depending on their situation, because some people are going to take longer for them to assimilate the information. Okay, after 2 weeks, all those people that has any health issue, any health problem, they are going to start taking tests. Okay, so I think 2 weeks, it's plenty for them to get adjusted the best they can, and after that, they can start. For people that are moving to another state or another country, we will give them 4 weeks. Why is that? Because for them to don't be stressed about, because that's not our objective as well. Stress is not good. So they will have 4 weeks to process. Okay, if they are checked already, have already their assignment before they leave their city or their country, so they will start doing the best they can during these 4 weeks. For people that are staying at their own region, their own county or a neighbor county, then I think it's reasonable to have 2 weeks, because then people will already have an idea of what they, the place they are, where things are located. Okay, so I think that's reasonable. The other thing at the Peace app for food intake, because workout, they can do anywhere in the whole planet. All right, so for example, a person that's on wheelchair. Okay, so today you need to walk 5 steps. 10 steps, or whichever it is. I'm just giving an example. The doctor is going to set up all these steps they have to take, but that's one thing, right? They can move their arms, they can move their shoulders back, they can breathe deep, like to tuck in their stomach. They can inhale, hold the air, exhale. So 5, 5, 5, 5, and then 10, 8, 8, 8, 8, and then 10, 10, 10, 10, right? So, but this is different than food, because food won't be available, and for many places the food that will be available is not organic, or is not even healthy yet, right? So for food, people cannot take, they are going to put their points at the Peace app, but we are going to ask also another question. Did you have available, with money, without money, whichever it is, did you have available the food that you need? And then the person gonna say yes or no, because we cannot take points if the person do not have food yet. So until they start planting and harvest this food, gonna take 4 to 8 weeks for the most basic things, right? Okay, so we won't take points for something they cannot do yet. And in the same way, if they already have the item that's required for them to do the following workout exercise. For example, they're in a wheelchair now. Do you already have a walker? Okay, so because for the person to start doing, they need a walker, or you're going to have a person beside you. So that can be 4 steps with 1 or 2 people from the family walking that person, or even neighbors if the family didn't arrive yet. Okay, they can do that. So they bring the wheelchair outside, the neighbors can come and help. Okay, so everything will be done in a way that is reasonable, that is possible for people to achieve. And then later, during the middle and the end of these 28 weeks, then things gonna be more, the person have to catch up, because then they're going to for sure have everything they need. Vitamins, good nutrition, lots of salad, right? Their family with them, and information, tested pass, so they will have gain strength on all these other areas. So for sure they have to do, catch up more and more and more and be ready to go by the end of the 28 weeks. Okay. So the objective is for everyone at the end of the 28 weeks be running or jogging. No fast walking anymore, unless the person, of course, have a very it's an elder and have a proper issue. Then they can walk fast, right? Because some elders, they cannot be really fixed anymore, right? But for young people of all ages, until I believe, right, 70, even 8 years old, 9 years old, if they have the basic condition, yes, they can jog, run, or really walk fast. Okay? All right. So, and those people with severe issue, they have to go back, I believe, every 2 weeks or once a month. Sorry, I didn't say. So they have to go back to their doctors for a checkup every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks, really on that day. So if they're going on Monday, let's already try to schedule on all Mondays. Okay, if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, whichever it is. Because then this way we're going to have consistency with everyone attending that doctor. Okay? So the first visit, of course, going to take much longer, and after that, visit's going to be quick, right? The person needs to write all their questions that they have on a little piece of paper, so when they get the doctor, they're not missing time or have to go back or call or anything else. They will already say, for example, oh, this part of my body is not hurting anymore. I'm not having more headaches or this and that. So the person will already say quick, for the doctor to already guide the person to the next video, the next step, or stay on that for 2 more weeks or 4 more weeks, okay? Depending on the situation, for example, a person that cannot go by themselves, of any age, the parents of the house need to go with them, or a teenager 15 years older or older can go with that elder or, the family person. If it's an elder, okay? If it's 65 plus, yes, because if that teenager already knows English, is doing great, very good health, why we are going to take the parents that are working and volunteering out of their job? Leave the parents there. If that teen, is doing great, can accompany the elder, that's fine. Push that wheelchair or take the bus with that person or whichever is needed. Okay, because then will be one adult and one teen of the same family, so that is okay. And the volunteers do it not with a child, of course, but with their own parents. Yes, a teen can accompany a parent that's on wheelchair, for example, or an elder. It's mandatory for everyone to work outside of the gardens. So said during these first 2 weeks, everyone gonna be working with their own family, and almost everything gonna be closed, with the exception of we're gonna say after. Okay, so everyone will have this first 2 weeks of planting time. That's really important. Wheelchairs or not, or walkers or cane, they have to go. But we are not requiring for them to bend if they cannot do that yet. But they can sit at the table, sort out seeds, organize pots, plant seeds in little containers, small containers or trays. right? They have to be busy and take sun, okay? For those that cannot walk yet or this and that, they are just really in a wheelchair or they cannot bend. So they have to do a lot of breathing exercise, lots of to bring oxygenation to their brain, to their brain, their veins, to have, their body working in the best way possible. They cannot run yet, fine. Okay, do they have a pool at their community or not? Okay, so what they can do, shoulders back, the arms, like they're swimming backwards, but sitting, whichever, in a chair, in a bench, or whichever they can. Do a lot of exercise, lots of stretching with their arms, sideways, one side, the other side. All those stretchings they can do on the floor, they can do sitting down. They have to do, if they cannot walk yet, they are going to do everything else that's possible. The eye exercise, go up and down, falling like they pretend they're falling an object, a ball, an object going up and down sideways, 20, 40 times. So we're going to have all these details at every single video. Okay, so the idea is to have the videos for the 28 weeks, these adjustment weeks, and then the videos that are gonna really stay forever. All right, so there are two different videos, and people need to be adjusted to those different types. So if the person really cannot catch up, they have to go to the life renovation program with Born Again, right? With electric chair and Born Again. If they can catch up, and for example, they're almost there, that's okay. We're going to, the organization, not we, but the organization going to release them, and for sure they're going to catch up if they're almost there. So I think they need to achieve at least 80 or 90% by the end of the 28 weeks, only if they really have severe physical problem. But for everything else, emotional problem, mental problem, spiritual problem, they have to get achieved by the end of the 28 weeks. Because that's the only way we're going to succeed, okay? Improvement. So let me improve here something. For physical, I think up to, let's do 100% of the objective. Do you know why? Because otherwise people are going to be lazy. They have to achieve, and the doctors that are making those steps, they have to see what's reasonable, okay? Because some people, if they know they don't have to do everything, some people, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to do everything they have to do. So it's important for them to focus on that. Okay. And for people that have physical problems and any other of these problems that are volunteering, we have to see what's the most important for them to keep those hours and be going to their doctor appointments and doing these extra hours of workout, right, on the other period. So when the family register, the family get registered, we are going to guide them on that people with problem, all types of problem, from addiction of anything, physical problem, anything. Okay. And what will be the most important that they cannot miss and which ones they can miss for doctor appointments and any extra things for those first 2 weeks. So let's say we have 2 weeks of garden work. Right? Everyone going to be home and all business will be closed. Almost all business is going to be closed. Okay? All right. And then we have 2 more weeks that people are going to start going to the city office, registering themselves and so on. So when they register, the volunteers will guide them, on the, and even the family can already, say, okay, so for people with any health issue, they already will study about their health issue and English. So they have 5 hours a day, right? That's a lot of hours. They can do a lot in that time. So if they need to study 2 or 4 hours and 1 hour English, if they know already some English. But they are going to do, for example, 2 hours for health and 2 hours for English if they need. So we're gonna have an adjustment. So the family will make a proposal, a very honest, reasonable proposal for those study hours, okay? And the people that will be receiving them, that the first people will be the city office, because until the person gets a doctor appointment and go and have the proper video they have to follow, that's how we're going to start. I think that's really reasonable. So the total is 5 hours, right, of study time. So they will have 1 hour of workout. So perfect. So 2 hours for health, 2 hours for English, and 1 hour for workout. I think that's really great. For adults that have health issue, they're going to the Adult Education Center. Okay, because if they have severe problems, they cannot go to university yet. From obesity to all these other severe problems, they have to go to adult education, because over there we're going to have people to guide them, even if it's possible a nurse, right? That have some gives them some guidelines during those first weeks until they have their appointment with their specialist, their doctor or primary doctor, whichever doctor it is they need. So this nurse couple will be guiding them on the videos. We already have the best as possible, okay? Because they're registering themselves, right? And soon as they're registered, they're going to this program of 5 hours of study and 5 hours of work. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, and after that, and then they are going to have their appointments and go on. At the Adult Education Center, we also need people that will be doing exercises with them, because that 1 hour workout can be depending on the person, right? Stretching, walking, yoga, many different things for them to get ready, and improve whichever area they are. But those things are good for everyone. Stretching, many types of stretching, on a floor, for those that can sit, for those that can stand, and then jogging or running. So the 5 hours will be like that at the Adult Education Center. Okay? All right. So the FAMs will make a proposal. 2 hours of study, 2 hours of English, 1 hour workout, or more hours for one thing or another, depending what they need. What they need the most. So at the adult education, we are going to have this, let's say, coaches, right? Because they're not really teachers. They're guiding these people for these first few weeks. So I think we can say coach. They're guiding them. They're not doctors, because that's if they're not having a proper appointment with everything, it's not in a clinic. They're just guiding. They can even be nurses or doctors, but they're not going to say exactly what they have to do. They're going to guide them, for them to study on their problem, start to check what they think they have, okay, searching online. And then at the real doctor appointment, they're going to have the video they have to watch and study and practice and do their tests. Okay, my friends, so you got all the basics. Thank you so much for families, for volunteers that are doing all these videos for us online. And if you see that you're a specialist in any area and you don't have a video with the information that you can offer, please go ahead and record your videos, because we are going to use those videos, and Once it's a program for the peace organization, avoid putting your name, because if your video is approved, will already be approved for life, right? For us. So if you want to cooperate with the organization, don't put your name. Okay, because once you put your name, you need authorization, this and that. Will be the peace organization. Okay, or you can already say in the beginning, this video is about this and that, and the organization is welcome to use it, and then it's okay, and cut this part, and then we're gonna cut that introduction, right, that has your name, and use for the organization. Okay, or we're just going to make all new ones. All right, but it's important, if you're a specialist in any area of those 10 departments, please already post the video online if there's not something very good available. And for all health improvements, right, and life improvement practices for life improvement, we will check the order afterwards. These volunteers that are making those videos will check for that afterwards. Okay, so because I'm not having time to sit and look and organize what's priority for each problem, I'm just listing them, and then the volunteers will help me out and put all of them in proper order. All right, so thank you so much for your cooperation, and you have a wonderful, blessed, positive, healthy day. Talk to you soon. Take care.